Alright.
Yeah, we're streaming now, so put on this real quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and email you the lobby numbers.
Email.
Well, yeah, right.
This is a mail.
Then what is it? Then what is it?
It's a message, a direct message.
Message and mail, same thing. They both start with M.
You're kind of spitting, actually.
God.
No.
Oh wait. There you go.
Wait.
I usually put 1, but I accidentally put 4.
You put 4.
I accidentally put 4. My bad. Also, I don't think I ever knew, but who do you play?
I play... Right now, I think my best character might be Mr.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. And we shall go ahead and begin. So remember, the first 3 games, sweat mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so for now, good luck, have fun.
I'm realizing now my tag.
Go! Nice. Right.
Now the true battle begins.
Just saying, I like to like. We'll talk like after we're done. So just, like,
Okay.
Three, two, one, go!
we'll need one more because I want to reassure something.
Okay.
Now the true battle begins.
Ready? Three, two, one, go!
Okay, yeah, we got a bit.
Okay.
We got a bit to talk about.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So there's. Okay. So first off, let's talk about the good. Let's talk about the good. You understand the Mithra flowchart pretty well. So that's already pretty good.
Okay.
That's low key kind of where things end, actually. So your main. So here's issue number 1. Your main go-to out of shield is shield grab, like every time,
Okay.
like actually every time. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh well, what else does Mithra and Pyra do? They have a frame 10 13 out of shield of B, and it sucks dick because it's that slow. And it's like, no. First off, Pyra's is pretty good. Because I mean, like, think of like using think how like good Shulk and Crom's up B is. Pyra's like low key kind of the same. It can be a little bit weak, but you know, there's one thing. Okay. So, but like, what I'm trying to get at actually is that like, there's no mix ever. There's no mix. Like, you know, shield grabbing in certain situations, not the worst thing in the world. If anything, it's pretty good. But you have to think about it with Mithra and Pyra. When you get a grab with them, what do you get off it, really? Like really, you know,
Age, but nothing.
You're willing to do a shitty Smash 5 grab for stage?
Apparently, yeah.
It's like, I feel like with Mithra, I feel like you spamming out of shield Nair would be a lot better already, like immediately. So, and also just general movement, like, you know, full hopping out of shield, roll out of shield. Like, there's much more things that you can do other than shield grab, because the risk reward on shield grab in Mithra's case, in my opinion, is just not worth it. Like, you're over here, Roy is like, you know, slamming buttons on you, slamming buttons, and then you're risking shield grab on him when he can, like, you know, spot dodge that jab, and then you just die. Like, no, that sucks. And what happens if you get that grab? You get like 7% stage, no kill. Like, damn, that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
kind of sucks. I mean, like, I don't know. What do you think about it? Like, doesn't that sound like pretty, like, man?
I guess.
Like, what do you think?
I think maybe it's Roy that's making me autopilot shield grab, but that might just be an
I'm super shocked that it would be Roy of all characters that would make you do that. I feel like Roy would make you, like, understand the complete opposite. Actually.
I don't know. Some days I just have different habits, and then I guess.
Yeah, but you doing shield grab that much tells me that shield grab is just a main part, is like a habit that you just inherently have. And like, sometimes it seems like you don't even notice it sometimes. So we gotta not cut it out, because like I said before, there are times where shield grab is pretty good. But we need to work on you being comfortable on doing other things. Like full hopping, like nairing out of shields, like rolling, like holding just block longer. You know what I mean? Like things like that. You have to think about it. Like, let's say you add a shield nair with Mithra. That's faster already than shield grab. Already. And if the nair hits, you get a sequence off it. And off that sequence, you can give chase. And off that chase, you can switch into Pyra eventually. And then who knows, maybe off that you can get a kill. Because like you'll do like add a shield nair, landing hit, into up air, into switch to Pyra, into scout them out what they're gonna do, chase them with a forward air because forward air is really big, and then they're off stage and then they just die. Like something like that. And if they block the nair, then you're able to recognize that and then drift away or cross up. So I feel like that's already one thing that you can be doing, like already that will improve your play by a lot, because I know you understand like how Mithra like flowchart works. You know, like what moves lead into what moves, etc., etc. In terms of your shield pressure, you gotta beat like 4 times in a row, like that. Yeah, so that tells me that, I don't know. This goes kind of hand in hand with another thing I was thinking about your play, of how you're assuming a lot. You're preemptively throwing out buttons. I mean, I don't know if it's like the delay. I don't know if like the delay is getting to you or anything.
No, I've been told this many times.
Yeah, so it's like you're doing moves as if the move prior to that is hitting. So it's like, that's also another thing that I kind of needs to like calm down a little bit. It's like the way you improve that is, I don't know who's like told you this before, or if they're gonna say they said the exact same thing that I'm gonna say right now. Honestly, you just need to play the game more at that point.
Okay.
Do they say anything different?
Not really, but I think maybe I just might be too like jittery with my play.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, you gotta
But that's just me. I guess.
That's fair. Like, you gotta slow it down a little bit. Like, remember, like the who wins in this game is not about how fast people press buttons. Well, it might be the case in like some instances, but you know, like, you got to be smart with your buttons, and then you got to like properly react to which moves are hitting and which moves are not hitting, because you need to have a plan for both scenarios.
Okay.
And then what's another thing I'm thinking? What's another thing I'm thinking about? So it's like your full hop approaches with Mithra. I'm not really the biggest fan of them, because I'm pretty sure Charlie of all people was going to tell you this, but Mithra's shield pressure is not good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, Mithra's shield pressure is not good. Hence why you got beat about 4 times in a row. So, but there is one thing that she does do that, you know, it requires the same setup you were doing. Empty hops. Empty hops will help your play immensely, because over here, you know, I hit you with 4 up Bs because I knew every single time I held block just a lot more, because I knew you were just gonna like full hop and come down with a down air, which good shit you're using that move, by the way. I like that move a lot. But yeah, I knew it was coming every time. And like I said before, like your understanding of the floor chart is pretty good, but we need to start incorporating mix into it, because you're doing the same thing every time. And this goes with both your Mithra and Pyra. Like, they both play the exact same. Mithra, not Mithra. Pyra, it's a little bit like more like, what's the word I'm looking for?
I think I might find it easier to do just a tomahawk grab with Pyra, because
You can do. I mean, why not do it with Mithra?
Maybe she's just too fast for me.
Hers is too fast for you. Okay, well, we need to. Well, if this is the character you're gonna play, you got to make sure you're accustomed to that fast. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's why I said before, we gotta play the game more. Just gotta play the game more. Gotta have your hand on the controller and be moving around the controller and playing the game. Because this is more like natural experience is how you'll get used to, you know, different speeds. Like, you know, one day you'll be able to play Mithra, and the other day you'll be able to play like, I don't know, like Donkey Kong or K. Rool or another slow character, you know? It all just comes with experience, like increasing your fundies, if I should say.
Yep.
And then let's see. Another thing, I don't know if anyone else has pointed this out. You're using your double jump way too liberally. Like,
Yeah.
the thing about Mithra and Pyra, this is a huge reason why I dropped them. They get gimped.
Yes.
They get gimped. And how do they get gimped? Because they get hit out of their double jump. And what happens when they get hit out of their double jump? They get gimped, and they die.
And they die.
And they die. And they lose the game. And then you're sitting here being like, fuck, I got gimped at 2 by some fucking Isabel or some shit, because she accidentally back aired and it hit me by accident. But I double jumped into it. When you play Mithra and Pyra, you gotta be very, very conservative with it. I feel like a mentality that you gotta have is not burning your double jump in order to escape sequences, but you don't mind taking those sequences. You don't mind taking the damage, because with Mithra, you already low-key spawn at kill percent, like low-key.
Okay.
So,
you know, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, like you might be thinking to yourself, oh, I want to use my double jump so I can avoid this damage, so I don't take more damage. But then here comes another day where you're playing against someone, and then all of a sudden you get gimped at 10, and you're just like, dude, what the fuck? I made sure that I didn't get comboed. But remember, combos are not, they don't win you the game in this game. What wins the game is sending your opponent off stage and making sure they don't come back.
Okay.
And then let's see, what's another thing that I'm thinking? What's another thing? I mean, like, what do you think about what I've said so far? Like, am I hitting it on the money? Like, do you have any
I
opinions?
think I definitely was shield grabbing a lot.
Yes.
And I was not anti-helping at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
You have
the
any?
thing that
What?
really changes my perspective a little is the fact that hero spawns a kill percent.
Yeah, because the recovery sucks.
It really like forces me to
I wanted to show you something, so let's just get into it.
like the double jump.
Yeah, like I feel like that as a Mithra player, you really gotta understand. You just gotta understand that. Understand. Can't use my double jump. The only time I'm using my double jump is if I'm like over here. And well, I can't even make that back anyway because I'm Mithra. Yeah. So like, think about it. So like, a lot of your games, a lot of the game, like the 3 games that we were playing, like what you were doing a lot. And oh, here's another thing also that I just remembered. When you aerial, you're always coming down, and then every time you come down with an aerial and the move whiffs specifically, you hold block. You'll block every time. That's why I was able to just like drop shield, turn around, grab you. And that's like, if that's happening consistently, then that's a problem. It's okay to happen every now and then because, you know, this is Smash 5, you know, the game where like someone's just full hopping on you on their block, and then the opponent, they full hop as well, and they start slamming buns on you, and it's like it's a rinse and repeat until one guy hits the other. So I understand that. This is like that at low level, in my opinion.
Right.
It's like that at low level, but you know, we're 3 years into the game. People don't like really get hit by that anymore. So one thing that you can do that's already going to be a lot more annoying to deal with, and people are going to be like, dude, fuck this, is when you just simply do this. Just simply. Oh, and then also, of course, you know, like mash and move afterwards. Like that. So I thought that's, and once again, you don't want to do this too much because everything requires a balance, requires moderation. So you want to be consistently being able to mix up like what you're doing. So like one day you're just gonna like land on top of someone and then like mash jab afterwards, or the other day you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna land but I whiffed, all right, roll back. Or better yet, just whip one and then just do it again. You see what I'm going here? We need to get you moving more. Because during the games that we're playing,
Moving in different ways.
Just moving in general. Like the games that we're playing, you were holding block a lot. And that's not really like a super good thing to do with Mithra because she's very fast. She's very fast. Like she's probably the fastest character in the game, probably. And instead of using that movement, you're just gonna like hold block. Like really? You know what I mean? You know where I'm going here?
Yeah. I think for a period of time I was playing Wolf, and I remember you saying, like, why would you ever hold block as Wolf?
Yeah.
So I literally unmapped the shield button and played that for a bit.
And how did it feel?
And it kind of helped me.
And it kind of helped you said?
With the move.
Get on it with Mithra. Because we need to get you moving more. And also, like, just like another thing, like, you know, like you hit my block, I would just like would want to see something more like just like full hopping away, seeing what's going on, and then like retaliating accordingly. Like if your opponent's like over here whipping buttons, then you wait for the pattern, then you dash attack it. Which you were doing a good amount, but then all of a sudden you just kind of stopped doing it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like remember, like I genuinely believe that like every Mithra player, like, they're gonna be playing like the exact same. You know, like everyone's gonna be just doing the same thing. You know, do that, and do like that. So we gotta just make sure that like I know you understand it well, but it's more so about a matter of execution. Like we gotta like start get you moving. You know, doing things like that into that. Well, not the foresight part, but like
right.
Yeah, you know, like that, and then like switch to Pyra, and then like scat out what you're gonna do afterwards, and then I feel like we're gonna need more of that. But in terms of disadvantage, so to put it simply, we don't want to double jump, but we don't want to double jump every time. Remember, none of the things that you were doing were inherently bad, but it's just that you were doing them every time. Like, you know, holding block after an aerial, double jumping out of pressure. What's another thing that happened? Oh yeah, just like general preemptive buttons. Like you would land with like a button, or like you would land with a button, and then you would do the move afterwards, assuming that the move would hit. If that makes sense. So we need to, you need to get better, or we need to get you better at reacting to you hitting. Like, you know, you do like an add a shield nair, or you do like an approaching nair. You notice that it hits, and you're just like, okay, go time. Gotta go for the follow up, whatever follow up that may be. Then when it comes to hitting their block, then you have to understand, okay, I blocked it, I gotta retreat, or I gotta pressure more, depending on what's going on, etc., etc. We just gotta get you more experienced. And that's why I said before, we just gotta play the game more a little bit. And don't feel bad about any of this. Remember, like I said before, these are not inherently bad things that you're doing. We just gotta focus on you being able to become more comfortable, like moving around and just executing things better. Which will then in turn let you hit people. And when you hit people, you win. In terms of disadvantage, whenever I played Mithra, that mentality that I told you about helped me a lot. It's like a melee Falco mentality. Like, you know, Falco spawns at low percent, at like kill percent. You know, he's at 0, and he can just die at 0 all of a sudden. The same thing, like I kind of adapted that mentality to Mithra also, and it's helped me a lot. Because if I were you, like, you know, you're at 120, and I'm a Mithra player, I'm low-key doing backflips. Because I know my opponent's more afraid than me. I'm more afraid than I am. The moment that I switch to Pyro when I'm at that percent.
Right here.
So say it again.
So, what I was saying is that if I get to, so like this idea of, you know, you spawn at kill percent or whatever, if you don't ever panic whenever you're getting comboed and you know that you're gonna live, because if you're gonna live, then you're gonna end up at like this high percent right here at 120. And if I was the Mithra player, or when I play Mithra and I'm at 120, 130, in my head, I'm actually very happy about it. I'm like doing backflips about it because now I have rage. I didn't get gimped, so I'm just gonna be dying by normal means. So her weakness was never really an issue, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And what else was I thinking about? Oh yeah, and I know my opponent's gonna be more afraid than I am the moment that I switch to Pyra when I'm at 120%. Think about it. Every time you watch a major and you watch like who plays Mithra, like the Spargo. Yeah, Spargo. Yeah, there you go. Spargo. Whenever he's at 130, don't you ever just realize that he's like very clutch? Like he just kind of wins a lot. You see where I'm going here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, like, yeah, we need to.
3, 2, 1.
And then plus, it will just help your general survivability. Just be like, okay, like I'm not getting gimped as much, so that means I'm just able to play the game more, and I'm able to like win the war of attrition, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Those are like the 3 big things that I've noticed about your play. Your advantage, I mean, advantage is like there's like not much to say about it. It's like general Mithra advantage. It
could be probably optimized a little more, but yeah.
But I mean, like the thing that requires optimization is not so much your combos, because Mithra combos are like they're insanely easy. I mean, like you're doing something like down throw up B, and it's like, well, that's not bad.
Right.
What advantage with Mithra and Pyra is, in my opinion, is all positional advantage. It's kind of like Shulk a little bit. Like you want them to be like, you know, like you comboing them is going to be the same combos every time. Like it's going to be like that into like, you know, slamming more buttons and etc. etc.
Okay.
But the thing that I feel like will get you better, or like that will define your advantage better, is how you play the game with Pyra. So when you're over here, you know, like let's say you're Pyra, you know, right here, and you know you're in the corner, and how well you hold that corner is what defines your advantage in my eyes when someone plays Mithra, or when you play Mithra. And oh yeah, there is one thing I could say about your ledge trapping. You're trying to react too much. Yeah, that's a big thing. A very
reacting
big.
Too much.
You're reacting too much.
Okay.
Or like, no, I should say you're trying to react too much. Because there was one moment in the first game where you like held, like, you know, you were just like standing right over here, like kind of like holding block, kind of not. And then the moment I normal get up, you like dash back, like tilt, like have tilt meter with Mithra or something like that. I forget what move it was, but it was something along those lines. And I was like, and in my head, as soon as you did that, I was like, okay, this guy is a reactor. You know, like he's going to be trying to play the ledge situation all the time. So that's why I started doing things like just hanging on ledge and then waiting for my moment and then jumping over you. Because at this range right here, like stand right here, stand right about here. At this range right here, ledge jump is unreactable. Like it's not happening. Like, you're not going to be covering that. You're not going to be covering that on reaction. Okay. The way people cover that is, well, I mean, covering it on reaction is character dependent. Like if you're playing someone like Roy or Marth, then you can cover that on reaction, kind of. But it also still requires a soft read on that player's part. But so yeah, like that's why I kind of just like started doing ledge jump. You're not going to be able to react to that at all. The way that it's consistent, the way one's able to consistently cover that is by reading it and doing a preemptive button. So in your case, you're going to be doing like a full hop forward air with Pyra. And that's how you would beat ledge jump. But then you have to do that prior because, like I said, it's unreactable. Like you're not going to be doing that on a reaction, especially with Pyra's case because her fair comes out. It takes a little bit for her fair to come out.
Yeah.
Because it just takes a little bit, just a little bit. So what I feel like you would want to be prioritizing, or like what you can be trying out to kind of help you out in this ledge situation, is kind of standing a little bit further away like this. So if they ledge jump, then you can react to it. But if they normal get up, then they're still in the corner. Exactly. You're getting it. And when, you know, in this situation right here, if you're the Pyra player, like if you're me, you know, the Pyra player, like standing with her back facing to the ledge or facing to the stage, then this is a great position. Excellent position. Everything you do will kill. Well, depending on the percent. Everything is just threatening. So the opponent's going to be, you know, holding block more, trying to roll past you. Sometimes they would try to mash out. So you can always be expecting something, you know? And it instills the fear into your opponent when you know how to execute this situation properly.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we got to be working on also.
Right.
And personally, whenever I'd opt to go for this situation right here, like stand right here to cover normal getup, I always hold block. Always. Because holding block, it's gonna lose. It's gonna lose, like I said, to ledge jump. But it beats just about everything else. In your case, if I roll past you, you can see that it's a little harder to do on net play because, you know, the increased delay or whatever. But you could do something like add a shield back air, or you can do something like turn around up B. Cover that. And then if they normal get up, you can learn the timing in order to get the grab off that. Or if they get up attack, then you block the get up attack and drop shield like F tilt or something.
Okay.
So, to put it simply, if you stand right here, in my opinion, hold block. If you have a feeling they're gonna ledge jump, or if you want to play it safe, stand like right about here.
Okay.
And do you have any questions about anything that I've said so far, or is everything making sense?
Do you think about Mithra and I are like kinda kill downhill?
Say it again?
What do you think about Mithra at like higher percent?
If I get what do I think about Mithra at higher percent?
Yeah.
It's like I can kind of understand why someone would want to do that, but I feel like you're playing a risky game at that point because, like I said before, she gets ganked. You have to think about it. Remember, this is how Leo lost to Spargo. Remember that?
Yeah.
This is how Leo lost. I mean, this is how Spargo lost to Leo. Game 5 got spiked by Byleth because he was playing Mithra. He was playing Mithra at high percent. So just knowing that, what do you think about it? Not the best thing. I don't want to say a bad thing because it's Mithra at the end of the day. But it's definitely a very, very risky move. Because, like, you have to think about it. You know, your opponent's at 150. None of your the only things that are going to be killing are like up smash and forward smash. Pretty much. None of your areas are going to be none of your aerials are going to be killing. So whenever you're in the air, the opponent doesn't have to respect you at that point. You know what I'm saying here? Because like they'll be like, okay, well if I just trade, if I try to go for a trade, like, you know, hit Mithra and she hits me with any one of her aerials, I'm never gonna die. But if I hit her with this strong move and it trades, then she'll get sent this far off stage, and then now she has to worry about making it back. Whereas now all of a sudden, me, Mithra's opponent, has the advantage, and she's still playing, and you're still playing Mithra, and you're in the corner, and all of a sudden anything can happen here.
Okay.
Where at Hypersense, if you're playing Pyra, everything you do will kill. So that means I have to hold block a lot more. And if I start holding block a lot more, then that's when you can start doing, some tricky movement to make me think that I can drop my shield, but then in reality I can't. So then that's when you'd be able to get like a spike off, spike into like an up air, or just raw aerial, because the opponent has to worry about this.
Yeah.
If they try to parry it, that's like a commitment on their end. Like if they get the parry, then cool, but if they miss the parry, they die.
5,
So
4, 3,
the way I would say about Mithra at high percent really depends on what percent it is. Like let's say your opponent's at like 110, and you know that you can get a hit on them with Mithra, and then you're just that's not bad. Like you hit them with like a forward tilt or a down tilt, and then afterwards switch to Pyra and then give chase afterwards. It's like a certain thought. It's a thought that I had when Mithra first came out and I tried playing her. Like I tried being serious about playing her. Where I'm like, okay, well, her moves will, send the opponent up, and then the opponent will have to do everything in their power to get down. And then during that time, I can switch to Pyra and give chase. And if they get hit by any one of my moves, then they die. Or they get edge guarded. Or they get sent so far off stage and then they don't have a double jump. So that's how I feel about Mithra at high percent. I mean, there is like, you can do like something that will help like Mithra at high percent is like neutral B. I'm a huge fan of that move. That move will kill at high percent, but at the same time, that move is a commitment. But it is very jank and very funny in case you ever wanted to like spice things up.
Right.
And yeah, that's how I feel about Mithra at high percent. Any other questions?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay, so now that we got a good couple of things out of the way for you, we've identified 4 big things about your play. Let's reiterate what they are. You're reacting too much in the ledge trap scenario. You're using your double jump way too liberally whenever you're getting, pressured. The third thing is that you're very preemptive with your flow. We gotta work on, as soon as you hit your button, then that's when you need to go in. Or if they block it, then you need to play a little bit more. You need to not go for the follow-up afterwards. And then the fourth thing, what was the fourth thing? Let's see what we got. The
shield grabbing?
Right, yes. Yeah.
Out of shield options?
Shield options, yes, out of shield options. So those 4 things. So to put it simply, yeah, those 4 things. And yeah, so at this point, we've been going at it for about 40 minutes. I recommend that we spend the rest of the time looking at a VOD and seeing if everything that we just talked about is actually true. But it is up to you. If you want to continue playing, or if you want to just like continue theory crafting ways to solve your problems, then we can do that too. I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, I think I wasn't playing very well here in this college. Yeah, I'll send it.
You'll send the VOD?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
I sent it.
And like I said, hopefully this has been helping you out. Maybe this gives you perspective.
Or... Yeah.
But then again, I don't know if the things I'm telling you is just other things that the same things that like Charlie has told you, for example. Like, what has Charlie told you, if I may ask?
I think he told me like my double jump. Hang on. I jump way too early when I'm landing instead of drifting sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And reacting to how my opponent is positioned beneath me. And he said that was my biggest problem.
Okay. So he didn't point out like some other things that I mentioned. Okay. Sounds good. So then let me bring up my browser. Right.
Or if he did, I don't remember.
What's up?
If he did, I don't remember.
Okay, gotcha. That tells me that wasn't a good lesson then. What the fuck? Where the fuck is my? I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to put it on the stream so then you can watch it for later. But where the fuck is it? Hold on, that. Dude, I hate when OBS has this problem. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on my stream. I'm gonna screen share it on Discord right now, but let me just make sure that it looks good on stream. The fuck, OBS? Oh my god, OBS might have crashed. Okay, no, we're good, we're good, we're good. Okay, so stretch it, and then let me screen share it. Hey, look, it's Alex.
It is.
My god. Did you have a lesson with him too?
Yeah.
Nice. What did he tell you? Alright, let me know if you can see my see the screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So, here we go. You that's you, and then that's Alex. Okay. So we're gonna be, I'm gonna assume this is also a lesson. You said this is a lesson also, right?
Right.
Okay, so were you guys just like talking about things, or were you guys just like also just like playing games and stuff like that?
Kind of both at the same time.
Kind of both at the same time. Okay, sounds good. So let's take a look at how you're playing. So over here, you're doing over here, you're doing this up air for whatever reason. You're just like going at it. Okay, we're going at it. All right, back here. Yep. So see right here, like you're understanding the flowchart. Well, see, that was good. That was a good sequence. And then you, right
that happened.
Did you try? I feel like that was the right idea, but you just messed up. It's fine. That's not like too big of a deal. See, yeah. These dash attacks. Did you try? Oh, okay. You tried add a shield up being, and that's in that spot right there. Like I really feel that it would be a lot better if you would just like fly kind of full hop away and see how it and see what happens, as opposed to just like immediately up being, because the risk reward on Mithra up B is not really that good in my opinion. It's like it does like what 16 damage or like 14 damage, 13. I don't even remember.
Right.
Doesn't really like get the opponent. I think isn't it negative on hit? I forget. But Alex is kind of slamming buttons on you. Okay, back here, and then you do that. We could get into a little bit of talks about like how to like properly like dissect people in advantage, but I feel like that's a little bit too much for now. We're just gonna be focusing on these.
Okay.
And then we can talk about it like at another time if you so desire. Okay, so you're playing Pyra now. See like right here, like you're taking like 74 damage. In your head, you should just be like, all right, anything that I do with Pyro, just send him off stage, and you feel good. But okay, yep. Well, that feels like the matchup, honestly. Okay, and then another thing you do have a hard time with, though, that like this is also like a big thing that can give you, make it simpler on you. You do have a hard time against people who hold block more against you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's because like you're not really incorporating like any grabs. The only times that I recall you going for a grab during our 3 games was when the grab was a follow-up. And shield grab, of course. It was a shield grab and the grabs that was a follow-up, as opposed to like,
yeah,
as opposed to using the grab as like a shield call out. Because right now you don't have the movement necessary in order to like really trick people to thinking that they can drop shield against you when you're in a certain position. So the thing that will beat that is either not interacting with the shield or grabbing. And grabbing, I feel like is already gonna like it's gonna make your opponent much more afraid to block against you. And you already know how to play against people who are not blocking. You're over here, hitting Mithra buttons. They're pretty big. And when they get a hit, you already know how to like go about hitting them more afterwards.
Right.
So incorporating a little bit of like grabs when you notice that the opponent is when the opponent is blocking a lot. Because like I said, like the first game that we played, I wasn't really blocking a lot and I was getting hit a lot, and I was like, okay, so what happens when I hold block? And then the moment I started holding block and up being it, it's just like, okay, yeah, just it was harder for you. So we need to incorporate grabbing into your gameplay as soon as you notice that the opponent's blocking more. Like when they're out of shielding you, like let's say they out of shield you twice, then that's a good way to tell yourself that, okay, that my opponent's holding block a lot, so I need to play around that now. And it's a constant cycle. Like you're going to be grabbing them a lot, then you're going to be throwing them out, you're going to be throwing them off stage, throwing them on stage, and comboing them off down throw, I think, at low percents. And then they're going to not want to hold block against you anymore because they notice that like the blocking is not working, and then that's when you just start doing a throw dash attack again and stuff like that.
Okay, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at getting raw grabs.
You may not be good at getting raw grabs, but that's something that we need to improve on.
Okay.
Because I'm
losing the block.
Yeah, you're losing a block straight up. You're losing a block and you're losing like an LB at a shield. Like I remember in my case, and when we played, I definitely thought something in my head when I LB'd you at a shield 5 times in a row. I was like, damn, that's rough. So okay, the game continues, and you went for a grab there, but that kind of messed up. I don't even know what that grab was supposed to be. Landing into the opponent. Yeah, you don't want to be landing to the opponent. Okay, see, like that. So exactly like that. We need more of that. We need more of that. Straight up.
Okay.
All right, and then that. Okay. You're overcommitting too much.
Yeah, that double jump there was.
I don't know if that double jump was like misinput. Was it?
It probably wasn't. I just didn't know.
You didn't know how far up he was, probably. That's also another thing we need to like. Yeah, you should probably be working on too. Just like general awareness about what's happening in the game, because knowing how far your opponent is up in the blast zone or having a good feeling of where they are will also help you make better decisions. Because, for example, like, you went for this up air right here. This up air was, it was okay. It forced the double jump out. Had you known that he was actually much closer to the ground than you think, if you would have done just a regular runoff up air, then that up air would have hit, because he was fast falling. Yeah, because like Alex was fast falling. If you would have just like did falling up air, no double jump, it would have hit and he would have died. So just we got to work on your awareness. Like I said before, and the way that you get better at that is by playing the game more.
Playing
more. Doesn't matter how you're playing. I don't know if you go to I don't know if you go to locals. You go to locals?
Sometimes. A bit.
Sometimes.
College locals.
Okay, you go to college locals. That's fine. That's perfect, actually. Everyone there sucks dick. So it's like, it's perfect. You can just like, you can just go over there, just beat them up, and just play the game more. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. You just need to play more.
Right.
Okay, you got hit by that. Ooh, that double jump was pretty iffy. Double jump was pretty iffy. Remember, this is something that it took me a while to understand also, as low-key embarrassing as it is that this spot right here where you're tempted to just like double jump over the ledge and air dodge in, you may be thinking to yourself like, oh, like this is a good way to just like skip the ledge situation. Nah, like a lot of times it's just like
ledge is just better.
Ledge is like low-key better in every single spot, unless the opponent is like super hard committing. Like this gets you back on the stage faster, which gives you the illusion that it's better. But remember, faster is not always better. We just got we got to go to the ledge, got to play out the situation a little bit, because at the space that he's at, he can cover that like nothing. He can just like do it like by accident, and that's exactly what Alex did. He accidentally threw that and it hit you. And it just hit. And you switch to Mithra, and then now you're playing the Lesser Swing. Good get up attack. Now you're back on stage.
And then I died.
That was yeah, that was pretty autopilot. That was oof. That was why the hell did he do that? I mean, like, he's fuck it. If he hits it, he
call out or
if he hits it, he wins.
Yeah.
Probably just like dead call out like a full hop or something like that, or just like a general just like scary move to get hit by. Like you don't want to get hit by that move. All right, but like now Alex is at 166 and he's playing Mithra. How do you feel about this? Going back to what I was saying before.
Not good.
Exactly. You're getting it. You're getting it now. Oh boy, you got hit twice and
now.
Okay, then the 3 dash attacks. Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, I kind of.
And see, this also happened because you used your double jump too early. Right there. Right there. Now, what you could have done, well, there's 2 things you could have done here. One, you got hit, like, you went for the double jump. It is what it is. You got hit by the up B. Well, first off, you could have teched it.
Right.
You know, that's just, that's just like the Smash Twitter, Twitch chat thing. Oh, tech. Fucking just tech. Yeah, easy. But you could have, like, not used your double jump. Switch to Pyra when you're falling down and then use her to recover. Because Pyra's up B goes way higher up than Mithra's does, which is what I used. I used that a lot personally when I played Mithra. And
yeah, I see Spargo every single time he goes higher.
Yeah, the way Spargo plays he plays the way that I imagined that good Mithra was going to be played, like consistently switching, because it's the same thing as playing like, you know, Shulk. It's the same thing. Like, do I want to be recovering in speed mode, aka Mithra? Not really. It sucks because my up B doesn't go as high, but everything else it goes higher. So like that's good how analogy. What's up?
It's a good analogy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, do I want to be in, like, going back to what we were saying about like some of your issues when it comes to, like, you know, using Mithra at high percent? Do you imagine a Shulk player wants to use speed mode when the opponent's at high percent?
Sorry, I might have missed like the.
Okay, so the question was, going back to what we were saying earlier about using Mithra at high percent, would a Shulk player, in your opinion, ever want to switch to speed mode when their opponent's at kill percent?
Depends on the scenario. But
you're right about that. You're right about that, actually. Like it's depends on the situation, but most of the time the answer is no, because speed doesn't kill as early as like No Monado does.
Right.
And honestly, I think like this game, this single game like showed me that everything that we were talking about is kind of true, actually. I mean, you didn't go for as much shield grabs here because like Alex wasn't like just like blindly hitting your shield. But the double jump,
right.
The double jump thing was the double jump thing was a thing. Did you ever get a ledge trap scenario in this game? Let me see.
What a good question.
Yeah, like I don't think you did, honestly. All right, well, we'll see right now. So let's just skim over the game real quick. All right, so you had your added shield up smash. That's fine. You go for the overcommitment. Be very careful about overcommitting. This was the first habit that I had in like my entire Smash Brothers life. I'll never forget. When I was playing Brawl one time, and then like with a really good player at the time, he was just like, "Nicko, you overcommit too much." And I was like, "What the fuck do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, you're doing things when you don't need to." This back guy right here, you didn't really need to do that. Honestly, the up smash, you didn't even need to do that. You actually didn't even need to do it, but you did it.
Right.
What you could have done, what you could do instead of overcommitting, like, you know, going for like just like a raw aerial afterwards, like trying to like catch them like landing or whatever, is that
just drift a little.
Not even drift a little bit, but just more so play grounded and like go to where they are and hold block, because they're either gonna land with an aerial, which you can then do an add a shield and do it like an add a shield, or start playing like the shield mix up. You know, like, you know, they notice that you blocked their move. So they're going to land and then they're going to hold block. and then that's when you full hop, and then that's when you start playing the mix up from there. Because this situation right here, you know, you get like a move, like a move that sends your opponent high up into the air, and then you go for like a juggle move afterwards. In my opinion, this situation is not good. It's not, well, I don't want to say not good, but it's very inconsistent. Very, very inconsistent, because fastball air dodge exists. So because of that, juggle situations are just not good. Like, at least in my opinion. People could think differently, but in my opinion, I definitely do not like juggle situations. Especially like in this situation right here, when Alex is at 80%, anything that you do is just not going to kill him. It's just going to send him off stage.
Right.
So that at that point, it's just general like risk reward. Okay. Well, I think we got everything. I think we got most things. Do you have any other questions? It could be about anything. Like it could be about anything. Like, you know, about like the game,
Okay.
about like, you know, like do you think Mithra is good at this, and you know, play style wise, or like the general questions about
I
like
don't really know like how to start thinking in the game.
you don't know how
Because
to.
I think recently I've just been
You've been
pressing buttons and moving the control stick, but like not like noticing much at all of anything what my opponent's doing.
And I've already told you the answer to how to remedy that like 4 times now.
Okay.
And what is it in your opinion?
Play more.
Exactly. You're getting it. You're getting it. We need to play more. We need to play so much more. Like the way, like, you know, like these issues that you have, it tells me that like you want to be good at the game, but then you just don't play the game a lot.
Yep.
Did I hit it on the money? Did I hit it on the money?
Yeah.
Yup.
Yes.
Yup. How did I know? How did I know? So we need to play more. Because being good, it's an investment.
It does require.
It's a commitment. It's a very big commitment.
Time.
It's a very big commitment. That time commitment is not as long for some people as it is to others. But if you want to be good, you got to do it. You got to play. Like I said, it doesn't matter who you play. You can be playing people at your college local. You can be beating them senselessly for like 5 hours.
You're not happening.
But you're playing
at the moment.
That doesn't matter. Because who gives a fuck about who gives a fuck about wins and losses? There's only one demographic on like the entire planet that only cares about results, and that's fucking like Smash Reddit. They're the
parents.
Huh?
And parents.
They're the only people that care about other people's results in this game.
Okay.
They think that results shows the entire picture of how good someone is. Do not worry about wins and losses. Do not worry about going over to someone's place who is much better than you and them washing you for hours. Do not care about that. You're playing the game more. And vice versa. You can be bodying someone and then you just be thinking to yourself, oh, I'm like beating him all the time. I'm not learning anything. I'm gonna go play someone else. Like, no. We need to play the game more at this point.
Okay.
Alright, but that's pretty much everything. Yeah, I think we pretty much hit our hour.
All right.
Do you have any last questions before we go?
Did you watch Will It Kill yesterday?
Did I watch Will It Kill yesterday? I have not.
Okay, I think it's pretty good.
You think it's pretty good?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. Okay. Then I will definitely take a look at Will It Kill episode 11 from Sagem FGC. I wonder what games are on there. Alright, but have a good one. Have a good one, dude.
You too. Thank you for.
Hopefully this helped you, and hopefully this gave you new perspective. And if you have any questions about what we talked about, do not hesitate to ask anywhere.
Okay.
On my stream, literally anywhere. I will elaborate in further detail for you.
I'll email you later.
You will email me later. Sounds excellent. Have a good one, dude. I'll see you. Well, you're probably gonna be chilling on my stream for a bit now, no?
I might head over and play more of the game.
There you go. We love to see it. Have a good one, dude.
Maybe.
Have a good one, dude.
You too.
Oh, hey, didn't notice you guys there. How are y'all doing? Hello. Hello. Hey, David. Yeah, a bunch of you guys showed up. What the hell? How you guys doing? Yeah, that was me doing a lesson and me stuttering a lot. But hopefully the picture got through to good old Westmong at SSB. Watch it on stream. Ploxy's what? Watch Will It Kill episode 11? Low key? Sounds kind of hype. That does sound kind of good, actually. You seem like a great coach. I'm glad you think so, honestly, David. I'm really glad you think so. Wait, was Verm in chat? Alex was definitely in chat. No Azure Moon tonight? I could play Azure Moon. Honestly, I wasn't even planning on streaming, honestly. I was just going to be laying back in my chair, playing Genshin Impact, trying to max out good old, Eula.